All right, you are welcome. My name is Ayanfe Victor, known as Vicky Digitals. So you're welcome to this video presentation. This will actually reflect to you what you need to know as regarding the LAN CBT template. So now, of course, this is purposely designed for smooth running of all any kinds of examinations. So the website is so smart, secure, and as well offline. Okay, you don't actually need an internet connection for you to actually operate on this CBT system, since it is what LAN, which is what a local area network. Okay, very fast, reliable, and easy to actually use. And this is actually based for maybe on-off school. If you actually have school, you can use it in schools, and maybe ICT or any form of tech training institute, you can actually make use of this. And as well, developers, is that okay now? If the developers actually want to make use of, maybe want to explore more of this particular templates, this is actually what based for you. Now let's dive in straight. Now, what are those key features you're going to be having access to? Okay, what are those things that is contained in that particular website, okay, which is the CBT website. So remember, I told you it's an offline base. Of course, you don't need an internet connection for that, and it supports over 50 students, which simply means over 50 students can actually get registered on that CBT system, okay, on the website, and actually will do their exam successfully. So we have three main interface for the CBT system, the way I actually was develop the website. So we have the admin interface, we have the staff interface, and as well we have the student interface or the dashboard, whereby the student can actually take an exam and do. So now we have a lot of features like auto marking and as well instant results being generated. So we have a lot of controls in form of the session control. Then we have the exam time are very accurate. We have a lot of features that you can actually impute or even import questions. And we have an authentication, a secure authentication pages, form of the secure login for student and both admins and as well the staff. The staff also, is that okay now? So remember, this particular system is basically designed for smooth examinations without actually stress. Now, having mentioned all these features, let me now show you a quick demo, you stand, as regarding the CBT website itself. So now stay along as we actually would dive in straight to the CBT website. So now, this is one of the interface of the CBT website. As you can see, this is the staff login page. Okay, we can also have a student login page whereby the student can actually log in with their registration number. Of course, this registration number, I'm still going to talk about that when we get to the admin page. Of course, this is something that is auto-generated whenever a student is being added, okay, to the CBT website. We also have the admin login page. So this is where admin can actually log in with the admin password and as well to have an access to the essential features of this particular website. So now let's just dive in straight. So let's log into the admin dashboard. So now this is the admin dashboard. Sorry about that. All right. Let me close this. Sorry about that. All right, so let's just log in into the admin dashboard. Now let's see. Okay, now this is the admin dashboard. Is that okay now? So this is how it actually goes. I'm still going to show you the interface for the staff and as well the login, the students login dashboard as well. So now let's start with the admin dashboard. A quick one. I don't want this video to be so long. So now we have different tabs, as you can see on my screen here. We have the student exams, results, and as well the admin settings, whereby you can perform two or more basic operations, right? So now let's start with the student tabs. You can see under the student tabs, so we have a lot of functions. You can see it's displayed the list of students by class. Basically, I'm having from J1 to SS3 here. Is that okay now? You can register students. See, as you are clicking on it, it displays the list of students in that particular class. As you can see it on the screen being displayed. And as well, you can add a new student to your stand by using this particular button. Just click on it. You can see a dialog box actually what's asking you to add. Just input the full name of the student here and as well select the class and you're good to go. You add the student. But I'm not going to hide any students. Now I'm just showing you this. Then one of the functions I still want to show you under the student tab is that you can actually migrate students. Let's say, for example, it's a promotional tab or you want to actually promote student from one class to another, right? So you can actually make use of this particular button. So immediately I click on migrate to GSS2. Now I'm having Lois and Fair now in this particular GSS1. So I want this student to actually maybe get promoted to GSS2. All what I need to do is just to click on this migrate to GSS2. You can see. So and you click on OK. So now let's go to JSS2. You can see there's no more student in this JSS1, but it's actually appearing in JSS2. Can you see? Lois Ayonfe now is in what? Is in JSS2. You can do this. Is that okay now? Typically for all the classes, okay, from J1 to SS3, right? So now these are the functions you can have. You can, if you like, you can actually delete a student if you like. So let's say, for instance, I want to delete a student in JSS2, which is Andrew, Jude Andrew. You can just click on it and say, okay, right? So now if you go to that GSS2, you can no longer find that particular same student there. So and these and many other features are going to actually have an access to that. All right, let's proceed. Let's move to the staff tab. You can see the staff tab. You can actually have a list of staff maybe working for you in your organizations, right? You can have them here. So you can see you can update and as well delete. I don't want to go through all this, so you stand. Now, if you want to actually add the staff, you can actually click on this button and you're good to go. Just input the full name, follow the instructions, the usernames, and as well the password. And this is the section you're going to select the subject taken by these teachers in case of schools now, right? So maybe it's an English teacher, maybe it's an maybe digital tech teacher or chemistry teacher, whatever subject he or she is taking. You can actually click and audit here. For example, if such teacher is taking biology, click on biology. You can see you can select multiple subjects taken by that particular teacher. So that's it about that. So I'm just going to close this now. I'm just showing you how you can some of the features in this CPT website. You can move straight to the exams tab as well. This is where the exam is going to be fully managed. So you can have access to the active exams, and as well you can actually manage your exams properly. So let's say, for instance, you can even grade exam in this particular tabs. Okay, so now under the exam tab, you can say I'm having two sub tabs. I'm having the manage exam, and as well I'm having the view active exam tab. So as you can see on my screen, you see now, so these are the exams that are active. So I'm having an exam that is active for me, SS3, which is biology. You can see their class. I'm having digital tech. You can see a lot of them. That's active exam, and also you can end them if you actually like. For instance, I can end this biology. You click on OK, and it's going to end, right? So let's go back to the exam tab so that you can actually see this as well. So now you can actually create a new exam. You can see if just filling the form you stand, it's going to ask you to select the exam title. You can select maybe first time, second time. Okay, just select and input the subject. Select the subject. Is that okay now? And the total mark for the exams, the class, and the duration. You can fill all these forms and actually click on the grade button, and your exam is done grading, right? You graded exams, right? So now you can see that under this particular exam tab, the exams are being displayed, of course, in tables and depending on the class you selected. So let's say I select JSS1, you can see there's no exam. Okay, you can see no exam found, which simply means I've not yet created an exam for this class. Then if you like, so let's find a class that we've created exam for. I think we're having exam for SS2. Can you see it now? And for SS3, right? So we're having exam for these two classes. You can actually select them. You can even actually go ahead and set questions. You understand? You can set questions for this particular exams. Okay, let me just quickly show you let me pick chemistry, for instance. So you can go to this is the place whereby you can actually set question. You can see the text box, then you input the options. Say very easy, user friendly. Just input the option A to D, then you make sure you actually select the correct options before actually leaving here. So one more thing I want to actually show you in this set questions template is that you can actually import questions. When you click on import questions, it's going to ask you number of questions you want to import, and also it's going to ask you to actually select from the exam, okay, in which you want to import questions from. We have a lot of this functionality, and once you are done, just click on import and the question is going to be imported, okay, into the exam template. Now let's just exit. I don't want this video to be too long. It's just like a quick demo as regarding the CBT. Done with the exams tab. We have a lot more you can actually do on this particular tab, but because of our time. So, and as well, you can actually add subject. You can see you can add subjects to it depending on the subjects you actually maybe you're taking in your schools or organizations, depending on the subject. Now let's move straight to the results tab. Here you can actually fetch the result of the student or the participant of an examinations by their classes from GSS1 to SS3. As you can see, let's select a particular class. It's going to ask you to actually choose a particular subject. Okay, for that particular class, you can select it and you're good to go. But let's check for other classes in which is having an exam. If you still remember, I think we're having SS2 and SS3. So I think they're having exam for digital tech. So you can select digital technology. Is that okay now? So let's head on back to the exam, to the result tab. You can see I'm having a particular student there that has taken an exam, but I'm going to practicalize this when we go to the what's it called, the student dashboard, whereby they can actually take an exam. Okay, you take an exam and they're good to go, right? So then so that's it about the, but I'm still coming back to this result tab, whereby they can even import your results. Okay, so for instance, this result stands for the what's it called, the digital tech now, right? So you can actually export as PDF and you're good to go. You can share with anybody, with the student or anybody you actually want to share the results with. Okay, so the last tab is the admin setting, whereby you can actually log out, and as well, if you like, you want to update the password, okay, of the admin page, you can actually do that here. Just follow the normal protocols for you to actually update any password in any website. Okay, so the same system works. Now let me quickly show you the staff dashboard. Now you can just, after registering a staff on the admin, I mean on the CBT website, you can actually input the login credentials of that particular staff. I've treated this particular staff just as an example, right? So that's just it. Can you see that? So now in the admin, I mean in the staff dashboard, okay, you can see the subjects taken by such staff is going to be displayed here. You can see like the subject from this staff now is taking a subject from Jesus1 to SS3. Do you see now? You can see the subject taking, okay, it's taking digital tech from GSS1 to SS3. You can see digital tech keep on appearing. But for chemistry, the chemistry is just for senior student. You can see an exception there. See the base form of logic there, right? So because there are some certain subject that is taken by the junior class, and we have some certain subject taken by the senior class, just like this chemistry, of course, it's taken by what? By the senior class. Okay, so that's just it. The summary is that the subject is going to be displayed. Okay, any subject taken by such staff is going to be displayed here, and the staff can even actually grade an exam for such particular subject. Okay, you can grade an exam. Do you see now? You can grade an exam, you can edit an exam. Is that okay now? So we have different things we're going to learn more whenever you have an access to this particular template. You can click on create exam and it's going to ask you to fill in the necessary credentials. And whenever you are done, just click on create and you are done. Okay, so that's just it as regarding the staff dashboard. Is that okay now? So let's actually add on to the student dashboard. But before we actually head on to the student dashboard, I want to show you something quickly as regarding the subject allocations to teacher. If you go back to the admin panel, right? So if you go to staffs, is that okay now? Whenever you want to click on add staff, it's going to ask you to select the subject you want to actually allot to that particular staff. I think I've shown you this. And as regarding the subject allocation, so I think I showed you that under the exam tab. If you click on add subject, so whenever you actually input the name of the subject, it's going to ask you to select, okay, the subject taken, I mean the class in which what is going to ask you to select one or more classes that this subject belongs to. Is that okay now? The subjects, just like I've explained, chemistry belongs to the senior class. You can just type chemistry and maybe select SS1 to 3. Is that okay now? Or you can type any subject. If it is a general subject, that means from SS1 to SS3, as simple as that, and you click on add subject. So that's the technique there, right? So now let's just head on straight, okay, now to the students portal, right? It's a student dashboard whereby they're going to be taking what? An exam, and that is the primary goal of any CBT website. So now let me just pick I told you initially that the student is going to be logging in into the CBT dashboard via the CBT website via their registration number. So I'm going to make use of a particular student registration number. Let's move in straight to the admin panel. Let's just pick a student there from SS2. This SS2, of course, let's see if they are having an active exam. There should be an active exam in SS2. So let's pick this first student here. No, okay, let's pick the second one, which is Kingsley. So all I just do is just to copy the ID, registration ID of Kingsley, then go back to the student authentication page, you paste it there, and you click on login. You can see I'm having an active exam. You can see the name of the student being displayed now, Kingsley Andrew. And the active exam here is digital tech. As you can see, the subject, okay, and the class is 2, then the duration is 20 minutes. Now let me just take you through the demo of this particular. Let's assume the student want to take this exam now. So this is going to do, just click on start exam, and you're going to have an access to the instruction page whereby the student read the instructions. Is that okay? You can see the details of the student, you can see student information, exam information, what you need to know, and as well the instruction. So once you're done doing this, you can just actually click on proceed to exam. So it's going to actually brief you more about the examination instruction. You need to do is just to click on proceed, and boom, of course you are into the examination. Now you can see the time is actually what the countdown has started. You're having 20 minutes now, you're having less than 20 minutes. Everything is working perfectly, right? So you can see we are just having this is just like a sample. I only make use of 2 questions. You can have multiple questions depending on the number of questions you want to set for an exam. So okay, let's pick the question 1. As you can see, it said, okay, which of these units perform mathematical and logical operations? Okay, obviously it's ALU. So then you can actually most click on next, then of course select the correct options and go. And at the end of the day, I'm going to generate the result for this particular student. So you're going to see it in the real life. Right? So now let's answer this question 2, and boom, we're good to go. Now, let me just pick on answer then you click on submit. Of course, you can see there's no active exam for this particular student. That simply means the submission was actually successful. So now a student can actually log out, of course, once done with the examination, and they're actually good to go. Now let's head them straight to the admin dashboard. Now we want to actually generate the result for students. Okay, right, let's move to the results tab. Now, if you actually take note, the student is in SS2. So you click on SS2. The subject has been selected already. I don't need to select it again, which is digital tech, right? So you just scroll down, right? And let's try to actually refresh the page so that we can have access to such student information. Sorry about that. So let me just log into that. Can you see now? So let's move straight to the results tab for that student in SS2. Remember, the subject is digital tech. Okay, so you can see digital tech has been selected. Now here's the second. You can see now the results of the second student. Now I'm having Kingsley Andrew. Okay, so now we have any columns that actually mark over 30, over 40, 50, depending on the mark allocations you want actually. So you can see over 30 is called 30 and over 50 is called 50. That is, it's called everything literally. If you are actually observant, you see only 2 questions there, right? If you score everything, of course, that means you score the O30, and if it is in terms of 50, you score the O50. And you can see the status is passed. Now, how do we actually generate out the PDF of this particular result? Just click on export as PDF. So you can see once it's done downloading, you can see it's done downloading. Okay, just click on it, right? So now, boom, all right, that's the exam result for the student that belongs to a particular class. You can see the second student is what I've shown you, which is Kingsley Andrew. You see that? So, and you can actually share this result with anybody you actually feel like sharing it. So I hope you find the content of this particular CBT website more interesting. Is that okay now? So now, let's dive in straight. Now, I've shown you all these powerful features of this particular website, of this particular CBT website. Okay, so now what do you actually get? Now, whenever you actually have access to this particular this CBT website, so of course you are going to be given an access to a full CBT template, you understand, which is the exact template you are seeing on my computer right now. So you actually need this particular template for the PC you want to use as your server, right? It can be any system, it can be your laptop, it can be your desktop at all. So I'm going to give you a full access, okay, full CBT template in which I'm going to guide you on how you can set it up correctly well on your systems. Is that okay now? Which is actually taking us to the easy setup on local network. How you can actually set up your LAN effectively well. Remember, you actually need a system for you to actually set up this particular full CBT templates, and that system is going to be utilized as your main server. So of course, other systems can as well be connected, can actually share from this particular this CBT website. Is that okay? Now I'm going to guide you through the step-by-step procedures on how you can do that successfully well. Of course, you only need a very cheap and few network device to actually set this up. And I've already, I'm going to explain everything to you on how you can actually set it up. Perhaps you are not familiar on how you can actually use them. And the two powerful network device we're going to be using is that of the, you can make use of router. I'm going to tell you the exact specification of router we are going to be using, and as well the network switch. Okay, you need this to actually connect a lot of nodes. Sorry, I'm talking about networking devices and a lot of computers, terminals to the server. And remember, this server is the one hosting what? Your full CBT template, okay? The CBT system itself. Is that okay now? And what do you actually get? The result is actually what? Massive. We are going to have fast exams and as well accurate result being generated. Just access fee, how much are you actually even paying, okay, for this particular value? So now once I actually do my computation, all the resources are actually what put together, everything actually would cost me about 250,000 naira for me to actually what set up this CBT based website. Right. So now, but wait, don't get scared. You are not actually what paying this amount. You are not even paying this 100,000 naira. Now, all what you need to do is that actually what pay form of a one-time offer, as you can see being displayed on the screen. So about 50,000 naira, right? So now all this, because I actually would consider a lot of factors that is going to affect. So, but for now, you're not actually paying such an huge amount of money. All what you need to do is just to actually go with the payment of 50,000 naira. And I'm having limited copies of this particular template. I'm having a minimum. Okay. So now, once I'm only having 20 copies of this particular template, and once it is exhausted, there's nothing I can actually do for me to actually get you another template again, except if you want to pay much more higher amount than this 50,000 naira. But for now, you can grab this particular full template at the rate of 50,000 naira, and I'm going to actually see you on the inside. So hoping to actually get the best feedback from you. So thank you. That will be all for now.